to the people like the one you see, I have demonstrated in this video here. It's titled MK Ultra Belluna Ponte nel Alpi, Italy, some Napoli Potenza, Casaleone, etc., etc. This stuff here. This is going to be a little update here. I didn't update simply because I was angry after I recalled this is, what is it, this 1 hour 47 minutes, and let me see that. And this one here is, how long is this one here? This is 33 minutes. I was really breaking my brain in respect to this stuff. This was not 2 hours long, 2 hours and 10 minutes long. This was actually about 8 hours of video recording, more than that, 10 hours of video recording finally resulted in what you see here is just, well, something over 2 hours. And I was really angry when I recalled the words of the psychiatrist Peter Kapsch to me afterwards. He came to me afterwards that he stated to me that this guy was just an actor. We had actors. If you've been tortured by an individual who distributed throughout the Italy for torture purposes, and thus would do something like this to you since your early childhood, and would then go and, you know, after, let's say, I don't know, 4 years or something, he tells you, hey, by the way, the stuff I told you about me is not real, and stuff like this, you will not be happy about it. That's exactly what happened with this Italian guy. After they presented on the picture, sometimes in 2014, was Italian state prosecutor. It was Italian state prosecutor, special whatever, state prosecutor appointed from, I don't know, president or something like that, like right hand of the president prosecutor, something like that, who stated that that I'm not doing good about Italy, etc., etc. That's how they talk to you during MK Ultra. And during MK Ultra, they talk to you in such a way so that you, not that you would have a feeling that you are doing something wrong or something, because it's got nothing to do with anything obviously that you do. You completely aware about the stuff you do and the stuff you don't do, even during MK Ultra. If you did something, is one thing, but if they talk to you about something that you have not completed certain task or whatever, that's just, you know that they talk shit basically. But the way they talk to the person during MK Ultra, it's like pertaining to the future, basically saying you're not doing something good, etc., etc. The stuff that you say is no good, and so on. So he warned me, he alerted me that that the people that Slovenian side obviously might have been more than one person like that, were using in Italy were, just like psychiatrist Peter Kapsch stated, with a big smile all over his face, actors. Very, very important issue, because it did not only pertain to Italy, it pertained more to Italy. These French people here, I believe, something I have spoken about just right now. In this, I summarize this, just use that as an example because I don't want to go after this stuff yet. I think they were also fake actors. So I think that in abroad, and also when it comes to my closest family members, such as my mother, such as my aunt, such as my cousins. That's the stuff I'm talking about. It was enormously a lot, such as my niece, Urška Golob-Weber. It was a lot about lies. It was a lot about completely bogus crap, lies. The Italian state prosecutor, I had on my mind these people here. I don't know.
On January 13, 2024, sheriff's deputies were dispatched.
It's time to go to your room. So you don't need to tell us to go to our room. We're adults as you are an adult.
That's the video up there that I explained. That's why I don't go into deep details. I know a lot of details about these people, but because of this case here that I just pointed you out, I became extremely alert about the stuff that went on, especially through American police departments who faked police incidents with which they bombard through video camera, real-time camera now. That incident is supposed to take place in 2024, etc., etc., etc. So the words of this Italian prosecutor to me, that he's going to have a lot of trouble, a lot of problems, that he's going to have to, specially investigate these people, etc., that kind of stuff. That makes me understand that it was extremely filthy play in it. I first assumed in Poland it only had to do with the Russians, but it became evident to me there was also other sides, even more involved in this kind of a fake depiction of reality. I don't know if it gets worse than Russia, but yeah. Not the only side, Italian side, and American side, of course. American side had a lot of that, and I cannot even say anything about American side. There's nowhere I can say anything about American side because I did not spoke to this law enforcement yet, to American law enforcement yet. I did not travel there. I did not get a hold of those tapes, and I did not go and interrogate people, meet people, see people, to get impression about it, or examine the videotapes itself. It's impossible for me to know whether, let's say, a camera used in an incident like this one here that you see, which is they do have a, you pay attention right there, right in the upper corner on the right side, you're gonna have a date. It says 2024. It's just, it doesn't give me any kind of ability to tell whether this print, this stamp, this time stamp, date stamp was done additionally. Who the hell knows? I mean, or was it maybe a video recording itself? Maybe there is a possibility that a timestamp can be even removed from the video without leaving any kind of trace behind. I don't know shit about the videos. I do not know anything about this stuff, but I know that if you use camera without the timestamp camera, I know that you can easily print a timestamp afterwards on the video recording, and it would look very much realistic, as if you video recorded it with a timestamp, right? So you can have a police officer with a timestamp camera, and next to the timestamp camera you can have another camera rolling that is without a timestamp. And the police was doing this kind of stuff. I know so because it was the police alone, American police, that told me during MK Ultra they are doing this kind of practice, which is illegal otherwise, however, are using it. So I would not even think about the stuff like this if I wasn't told. That's one thing. And the second thing is, there were also incidents that they re-rehearsed, like the incident that you see here. In this case, these people re-rehearsed the incident. And it was other stuff also, I explained on the blog, that they re-rehearsed incidents. They repeated the incidents, etc., etc. So, stuff that is fake stuff, there is such a stuff on the blog that they incited me in the lies, and that there is not a fucking thing I can do about it. It came to me, to my attention, the memory about this individual, literally as I explained. And so I wanted to alert this stuff. I recently have encountered another individual on the Facebook. I'm not gonna go for that one right now, but this is what I'm gonna stop right here, and I do want to action this stuff that pertaining to this case here. Some ugly stuff in respect to Slovenian police, which was doing this stuff. Now, just as in this video here, I pointed out MK Ultra is an imitation of the schizophrenia. Therefore, if it's imitation of the schizophrenia, then I don't have to explain for what purposes that stuff is done, right? So that's all there is. We're going to take a date and time. You see, July 14, 2025. My niece did a lot of that stuff. My family did a lot of that stuff. My aunt in Austria did a lot of that stuff. Neighbors did a lot of that stuff. And what they faked the most were the health-wise incidents. The neighbors would not even talk to me. The relatives would not even see me in real life. Everything under MK Ultra. Yet, in a post-period of Poland, when I returned from Poland in 2020, it was all about their health problems they depicted me in the past. That's fucking crazy, really, because I don't even speak to the neighbors. I don't even speak to relatives or anything like that. And involved in a Mount Everest of torture as they were. And they do that kind of stuff. They did that kind of stuff, including to cut on earlier than scheduled by the healthcare system. Surgeries, special kinds of medical treatments, etc., and retirement and vacation and all kinds of stuff. This is the way it went. Upon my return from Poland in 2020, it was all about all kinds of health issues that they suffer now, which they suffered already in the past. Including my mother, who suffered the incident with the ankle, with twisted ankle, etc., etc., etc. Right now, I heard the news about the aunt from Austria and so on. A neighbor who lost his leg and so on. Another neighbor, etc., etc. It's all happening now. Everything is happening now. Friends were coming from all over the place, family friends, to explain about their health problems. It concerned them. It concerned me. They concerned me with during MK Ultra. Why the fuck would you stress me? So many issues about your health problems when we practically don't even meet, see each other. I get to hear from mom about all these people. The news travels and it's like as if I'm fucking interested in a health news of the people that I don't even get to see, basically. This is how they update. This is the way this stuff is run. Fake as it gets, man. So this is just something very, very important. Oh, there's one thing about these people. There is no difference about if you tell the person about something like this, etc., 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 etc. You're just a little bit more liable. You're just a little bit more guilty for it. That's all there is to it. I did state it exactly as it was. Is this to say to disregard this here? This work here? No. I spent three fucking days on this stuff. Enormously. I said 10 hours. No, this was more than that. Way more than that. Absolutely not. This stuff is to be considered just as I stated in the video, word for word. I did excellent job based on MK Ultra brainwash. I couldn't do better than I did. Absolutely not, until proven that guy lied about the stuff. That's all there is to it. For me, this stays just as it was. I am just repeating the words of the state's attorney, Italian state attorney, and also the words of the psychiatrist Peter Kapsch. Also with Golob laughing in my face that it was actors they hire, that they hire actors. What kind of fucky fuck is this? What kind of MK Ultra is this? No, it's good with me because it goes in line with everything I stated on the blog. But this here is to be considered just as I stated, word for word. I have absolutely no proof, no evidence other than what I stated about the Italian, what supposedly was the Italian state attorney, about the psychiatrist Peter Kapsch, Golob, etc., about these people being fake actors. But this guy also told me that supposedly is not true about the stuff about him. However, that is impossible for somebody that was brainwashed, subjected to the torture for over 40 years, to take it as real, as realistic. You have to admit that after 40 years, if somebody has said to you, smiling in the face, that everything about him is actually fake, is not true, you're not going to believe that. So that's also why I don't believe this. I believe that everything is stated in the video is actually correct. Yeah, this is how fucked up this stuff is. That's right. This stuff was enforced. This stuff was done by the police, not by the Slovenian alone. Obviously in Italy, by the Slovenian, by the Italian police, with assistance of Italian president and Italian parliament. They don't have a gendarmerie, they have a, well, I don't know, Garda, whatever. Police. Simple as this. These are the people that ran these criminal rings. This is far worse than Epstein. 10,000 times worse than Epstein. I don't understand people talking about the Epstein when I have a case much, much worse than case of the Epstein. Epstein was a really small fish when compared to this.